How about them mutants?
Oh,
How about
jeez.
them new mutants? Or the lack of new mutants? I don't even know, like,
The no mutants.
Yeah.
apparently the no mutants. So
They're just the new now. That's what it is.
this is going to be an interesting topic because we're going to roll what the MCU might be doing with mutants down the road and what the approach might be, and what's happening with the New Mutants, which is part of the old X-Men brand, but apparently not. And Mitch, you read that report, right? Apparently they've removed everything that mentions.
Yeah, apparently there's no reference or connection to the Singerverse whatsoever, and it's not like they've reshot anything. It's all just all in edits. Like we know this because of a test screening recently.
Yep. So I
there's
can confirm
there's
this
no
one.
reference. Yeah, there's no reference to anything prior,
Yep.
and it's all purely so Disney can put the movie out.
Uh-huh.
It's like, hey, if we make it so they're not mutants and they're not connected to anything prior, it might be more useful to them and they can market it differently. But
They could
I don't know
actually
if that's even
market.
going to work because everyone knows what New Mutants was.
I mean,
Like, every big site's going to be like, oh yeah, New Mutants is now this, and it's just like, oh,
do you think
well, there's your marketing gone.
like they could potentially rebrand it? Because I think they could. They could just
I mean, I could try.
put it out as a non X-Men, non Marvel film, because it looks so different enough that if I was to just show that trailer without any title, nobody would be better to be like, oh, that's a Marvel movie. Like, no, it's like, no, yeah.
It's kind of weird if they do go that way, where they're banking on the short attention span of the masses to.
Right.
It's almost like the Cloverfield or 10 Cloverfield Lane. That was
Yeah.
supposed to be a completely different movie, and last second they sat there and they're like, we're going to make this Cloverfield.
Well, same with
But isn't
Overlord.
that
Yeah.
every Cloverfield movie?
True, yeah. Because
That's the entire point. It's not, oh, this script was done that no one wants. Let's make it a Cloverfield movie.
like literally Overlord started, and then they're like, it's Cloverfield. No, we're just gonna make it something else because
Hey,
Cloverfield. whatever.
JJ, make
Yeah.
New Mutants a Cloverfield movie.
Dude,
that would
I
actually
mean,
probably work.
that would probably. I mean, dumping on
It
Hulu.
fits.
It does. Like, and here's the thing in regards to the whole mutant thing, right? The original test screenings, which I know people who attended it, they said by the end of the film, 100% this is connected to the mutants and to the
Yep,
version
yep.
that they had established. So just so we're clear, they went from test screening this film before its original date, and it was definitely tied into everything mutants in the Marvel universe they had, to now that same movie has been recut, so there is no mention or any single connection to it. This sounds like the ultimate Frankenstein job. Like, they just
It really
act
does.
it up.
It really does.
Weren't they supposed to do reshoots and then they never did for this movie? So are they just removing all of those scenes now?
They had 2 sets of reshoots scheduled, and both have fallen through.
Oi.
But it got delayed until next year so they could do reshoots. Or something.
Which they should be doing them right about the next month if they want to get them out. So
How are you going to like do some of these reshoots? Because you had kids, and these kids have literally like
they looked like
grown
kids.
up.
Right. Like,
That's why
look,
you just do
Arya-
the movie again.
Arya
Right.
Stark alone.
She-
She was
yeah.
little girl, and you can still see the innocence in the little girl face. To now she's like, I'm gonna shank you, like older, and then mind you, this is also from Game of
well,
Thrones.
also, what is it? Anna Taylor-Joy. Like, she's
Yeah, she's changed. Yeah.
she's her like face complexion has changed. I'm just like, because I saw a picture of her from a recent interview. I was like, oh wow, you've definitely like hit
Grew
that
up.
growth spurt suddenly.
Well,
And,
see, here's the thing: we have the magic de-aging technology now.
yo, you think Disney's gonna waste it on that?
I mean, why not?
They had
Oh
to
my
use
God.
it for It Chapter 2 because they had the same issue. Mind you, It Chapter 2 was recorded right after It Chapter 1, and those kids hit puberty within that short amount of time and all grew up,
Yeah.
and they had to use technology to make them look the way they did in
mean-
Chapter 1.
If you look at, like, let's say for example, if they still use de-aging technology and put this movie out there, right? At this point, with the reshoots and the delays and everything, they're never gonna make money back. Like, there's no
No.
way this is gonna post a profit. Like, I'm actually surprised that Disney has not outright canceled this movie, but also I get why, because the moment they cancel it, every single one of those sites and trades is going to run the, oh, cancels the little indie film. Oh, Disney's evil. It's like, dudes, nobody's going to see this. Like, you ain't even going to see this. Like, come on.
No. Yeah, the little indie film from the massive Fox studio.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I want to see what they do with it, but
I'm just saying, it's just weird how people perceive that the major studio is an indie film studio compared to another big budget studio.
I mean, maybe they could put it under Searchlight and do it that way.
that would honestly be the genius move. Like, that's,
I know Charlie would like that.
yeah. I know quite a few people that are like, they should put it under the smaller brand. I was like, but it's not a small budget. That's the problem. Like, this movie's gonna exhaust through everything it possibly could have for budget already, and it's gonna have to just add more. Like, that's what a nightmare with this one. So, do you think they're just gonna cut ties with the whole mutants thing, put this out as some sort of other Frankenstein film, and be like, here you go?
I mean, you might as well, because at least then no one's gonna get confused between, like, is it in the MCU, is it not? Like, because it wipes that out.
That's the thing. To me, if I was like the everyday person that like doesn't listen to this podcast or keeps up with stuff, right? And I know that the X-Men are mutants, and I've seen the buzz because it was everywhere. Like, freaking news stations were saying, "Oh, X-Men is in development for Marvel Studios." If I saw Marvel's New Mutants, that New Mutants to me would subliminally be like, oh, so that's the new version of the mutants for Marvel. Like, I think that's the danger here. They gotta distance themselves from that title. Like, it's too much leftover baggage from the Singer stuff. It's ain't nobody want that.
It's really, really hard. I just sat there and I'm sitting here looking at the posters, like the old ones, and comparing the old posters to what all of the characters look like now. Even the one kid from Stranger Things, he's grown up, like, and looks a lot older. And with everything going on, it is going to cause a whole lot of confusion. And so what do you think then? What are they going to name this? Like, you can't name it Marvel's anything, because if you try to do that, it's going to cause the confusion. You can't call it New Mutants.
Oh, wait, no.
Like you call it Sky High 2.
I thought they already made a Sky High 2.
I'm not sure. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
They could sit there and potentially name it, like, Fox's Nightmare. And literally, that's exactly what we all have. We all have nightmares from
Maybe something
everything.
Pretentious. Like, try to sell this to, like, the comic book film
Just call it the Cloverfield experiment. Damn.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sticking by that one. Just keep it at that.
Sure.
There you go.
Get JJ over from Star Wars. Just be like, hey, JJ, what do we do here?
Just look at it, and then we're going to make you the executive producer, and we're going to call this Cloverfield.
Have JJ take a couple passes looking at it, add a couple lens flares.
Nightmare on Cloverfield's Lane. Like, there you go. Done.
Cloverfield Asylum.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Cloverfield Asylum. There we go.
It would honestly probably make more than New Mutants would, so that's a sad fact.
Just call it Asylum. And people will go and see it, especially have it come out around Halloween-y time.
But they can't delay it again. It's coming out in, like, April.
Why in April? That's such a weird time.
I mean, they delayed it 5 times already. They can delay it 6.
That's true.
Make it an even number. Okay, at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Lucky number 6 of delays.
So I guess that's our New Mutants talk. Hopefully we'll hear something about it, but don't hold your breath, because don't hold it. Don't hold it.